All right, hello and welcome to the Imagine Images demo. So as you can see, we're going to start out with the website. I'll also show you the backend and then everything that is running on AWS. So go ahead and start. Nice home page. When you're not signed in, this is what you'll see. If you're signed in, it'll automatically redirect you to your dashboard. A nice little image and then a little blurb about what we do, and then links to my personal website so you can check out my other work. So in this web app, I've implemented the Google sign-in. So instead of storing hashes in an insecure way on a database, this takes all of that responsibility and puts it on Google. So you'll sign in with your Gmail account, and we will go to my personal one. I've got some images already uploaded here, but no images purchased. We'll run through both of these and see what they look like. Dashboard's very simple. It was designed with a mobile-first ideology. So if I do go to a mobile site, so we'll go ahead and inspect this, and then change it to a mobile responsive. Go on an iPhone 10. So you can see if I pull this down here, that everything now works on mobile. You can see that the top up here has been moved down, so it makes space for it. And the sign in button has now turned into a sign out button, which is standard across all of the pages you'll see. We can scroll down and we'll change that zoom so you can see everything. All right. So, sliding up and down, everything looks the same as it did on the mobile or on the desktop, and now it's just on mobile. You can see the delete and the search image as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll run through each of these in the order that they appear on the screen. So we'll upload a file, we'll check a file that's been uploaded, delete an uploaded image, and then search and purchase. Go ahead and start with that file. So I've got here, the recognition test. So we're going to run through that one. You can see right here we can enter a new name for the image. So if I want to call it rec test, that'll work. If I put a period in there, it's going to automatically do some detection on there and see that it's an invalid name. So you can add numbers, and those will be fine. The only thing you can't do is special characters, slashes, any sort of that. So the validation is done both on the client and the server to make sure that there's no injection being done. So we'll go ahead and call that rec test, recognition being what Amazon has called their machine learning and their image recognition with a K. We'll go ahead and upload that. While we're waiting, right there waiting, so it's uploaded it. It's now got the file. As you can see, it's been renamed to what I put in there, and then the file type is automatically chosen from what we upload. We've got an image size that's displayed, and then right here, the image recognition has been done on this, and it puts out the 5 biggest categories of what are in this picture. So we're going to leave mobile now. You can see it all works. And we're going to go back to the desktop so you can get a better view of this. So obviously there's some horses there, some buildings in the background, cones, dirt, a lot of people. So you can see that it does a pretty good job of recognizing these images, and we can see once we run this through the image recognition, if we upload that same exact picture, this is what it's drawing the bounding boxes around when it analyzes it. So you can see that everything in blue right now is a horse. Everything, once I click on a person now, all of these blue boxes are horses. So it allows me to see what the biggest categories in here are and then output them for the person. But I don't necessarily need to draw these bounding boxes around it. Back to the site. So we're going to say that this is a horse and there are humans in this picture. And then once we go home, this is all sent to the back end. It's going to upload it, and you can see right here we've got rec test. So we go ahead and click on that, and pop up in a new window, and let us see the image that we just uploaded. You'll notice that there's no watermark here because it's an image that you uploaded. We don't want any watermarks there. So going through that again, you can see I've got all these other images. They're not fake, they're real, they're actual images. And if we go through and delete this, choose any of these photos, we'll do the rec test. Actually, we'll do pi. It's pretty simple, it's pi. Great, it's going to take us to the delete page. You've deleted pi. Fantastic, pi is no longer there. And then if we do a search for that, pi has also disappeared from there. Now we'll go into search images. This is also how you would purchase one. So you can see right here, no purchased. Do a search, choose an option. So all of these options are picked out from the categories that have been checked on all of these photos. So I know that I have another test user that's uploaded a picture of an athlete. And I think it's this one. And if it's not, it's my own photo. All right, it solves that. Go back to the search and try this again. And I believe that it is keyboard. Cool, bought some tickets to go to a concert, uploaded the image, and we'll go ahead and purchase it. Back at the home screen, after we purchased it, you can see that this has changed. No longer says no image has been purchased. See, we've got the nice contrast here of the coloring. And now we've got Ben Rector. That was the image that I purchased. And if you remember on that preview, when I did the search, there's a watermark on there. So once you purchase it, that watermark is removed, and now you have access to the full image without a watermark. You can download it, you can send it out to your friends, anything you want. And that's all there. So that is the gist of the site. We saw a file upload, we saw renaming the uploaded file, choosing some categories on it, clicking on an uploaded file, deleting an image that we've already put up there, searching for all of the images that are on the site by category, which are chosen by the users. They're not just generated by me. And then viewing an image that we've purchased. And once you're all done with that, say someone else wants to get into their account, we can go ahead and sign out. It'll take you back to the dashboard. We can sign in with a different account. Choose my San Jose State one. And we're redirected to the dashboard. And you can see this one has Ben Rector and Running Craig, and then Huff Family, and those are the images. Go ahead and click on that. It's one that's purchased, and it's the same exact user experience. And again, all of this is mobile first. The framework that I used is designed for mobile. Now let's take a peek on the back end a little bit. I told you that this is all running on a virtual private cloud in the AWS service. Go ahead and take a look at our EC2 instance, and that is the server that I'm running. So you can see it's a fairly small server. It's got an IP address, and I can SSH into that and then change everything locally on the server. The one thing I'm not doing, though, is running a database on the server. I wanted to abstract that, so if anyone got into the server, they wouldn't also have access to the database. They need a separate username, a separate password. They can't just sudo their way into it. And so I'm using Amazon's relational database service. You see right here, I've got my database instance running. It's available. It's a MySQL database. And I've got all of this information here. It's MySQL 5.3. I can see the CPU, how much free storage I have, read and write ops, how to connect to it, and then any error logs that I need. So I don't even have to have a console working for me to be able to see everything that's in my database. And we'll check that out a little bit more in the terminal in a second. All of those images that I uploaded are also stored in an S3 bucket. That's where they are hosted, and that's where the image recognition is done. So if you remember, we uploaded a picture and we called it ImageRec. And then we deleted it. No, we didn't. And so that will, if we go ahead and reload this, now I got 14 because we deleted ImageRec or RecTest or one of them, Pi. We deleted Pi and uploaded RecTest. So now RecTest is in there and it's available to do all the image processing on and also serve that to anyone who has bought it. All right, and then the recognition we already took a look at. So let's move on to the backend. You can see right now I've got my SQL server running, and this is on Amazon Web Server on my EC2 instance. So I SSH into the EC2 instance, and then from there I call the MySQL that's running in the AWS RDS database system. So you can see I did a little query earlier. We'll go ahead and select from each of the tables everything. So you can see the users. I've got some names, I've got their emails, and I've got a token being stored. I had a small problem with the token when I first started. I wasn't storing enough of it, but now it stores the full thing. And then from there, we'll go ahead and check out the uploaded images. So you can see it's got an image ID, which is auto-incremented. The user ID, which comes from the users table. You can see right here, 29 and 30. And 30 is right there with an image that's been uploaded. All of the image names, and then the local file path for those images. I use that to then contact S3 and then serve those images. There you go. Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and look at the purchased images now. So if you remember, I just bought the Ben Rector photo. So the publisher is ID number 26, which is my other SGSU email. The image ID is pulled right here, 194. We've got the name of it. The buyer, so that would be me, I'm buyer number 25. And then the file path of where that image is stored. So once again, I can pull that off of the S3 bucket. So interestingly enough, what you won't see here is where the watermark is happening. Once the image is loaded into the server, we store it in S3, and then we leave a local version that's watermarked running in my EC2 instance. So whenever anyone goes there, the watermarked images are always available by file path because they're watermarked. If anyone copied them, they would have the watermark. So I leave them publicly accessible. You don't need to do a search for them. And then finally here, we'll go ahead and take a look at the image categories. So select from the image categories. Go ahead and do that. This is where all of the image categories are from. So each time you check a box, you can see you've got the image ID. So you can have multiple image IDs, multiple categories. And this ID is just so I can reference that later in my MySQL calls. So that's the database running. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's 4 different tables that are all linked together. And it makes my job really easy. All the SQL is written by myself. I'm not doing any frameworks, and it's all in PHP. Go ahead and quit this. This is the HTML, so you can see these are all of the files. We've got the uploaded images that are then sent to S3 and the watermarked images, which are accessible. We've got the CSS and the JavaScript, which is the Materialize framework with a little bit of jQuery and Ajax running in the background. So that is the entire project, and I hope you enjoy using it.